In 1988, Gaea Shaw of Denver, Colorado, received a horrifying phone call from her sister Joanne. Joanne had been diagnosed with cardiomyopathy, a deadly and hereditary disease of the heart. Her prognosis was bleak, and eventually, Joanne died.
My sister's death was totally devastating. I loved her so much. It was such an enormous loss for me. And it was coupled with the awareness that this could be me.
A visit to her doctor confirmed Gaea's fears. Her heart was slowly deteriorating, just as Joanne's had. By 1993, Gaea began exhibiting symptoms of her condition.
I was reading in bed, and suddenly I couldn't breathe.
Barry.
And when I stood up to walk across the room, I could barely walk.
Gaea, what's wrong? Are you okay?
Our lives changed in a flash, literally. Gaea was told that she would need a heart transplant by her medical doctors within a 5-year period. And we absolutely took that very, very hard.
Over the next 5 years, Gaea carefully guarded her health, even trying experimental medications to improve her heart function. But nothing seemed to help. There was only one option left, and Dr. Eugene Wolfel broke the difficult news.
I really think it's time to seriously consider going on with the heart transplant evaluation. Transplantation is a big step medically and psychologically for patients.
That's really tough news to hear.
When I talked with Gaea in the past about this, she was somewhat reluctant to consider this option. But finally, Gaea admitted that she felt so poorly that indeed she had resigned herself that this was the next step in the treatment of her cardiomyopathy.
And here's your pager. We're the only ones that have the number for it.
Gaea was given a pager so that she could always be reached in the event a suitable heart was found. Knowing that she could die at any moment, Gaea waited and prayed. Until finally, 4 months later, the pager went off.
I looked down and I said, "This is it. This is the call."
They said, "Yes, we have a heart for you. We'd like you to be down here within an hour." And we drove to the hospital with a frenzy.
We were told only that it was the heart of a 15-year-old boy who lived in the mountains, and that's all we knew.
The boy's name was Christopher Kuhlman, the victim of a tragic car accident. His parents, George and Joni Kuhlman, had agreed to terminate life support and donate their son's organs. It was a difficult decision.
We kept asking him if there's anything they could do, any surgery, if there's miracles that can happen to bring him around. If we sat there and just talked to him for a really long time, if he would wake up, and just really begging him just to do anything to bring Christopher back to normal again. But that didn't happen.
As Gaea was prepped for surgery, her husband and daughter said what could have been their final goodbyes.
I love you.
I love you. I love you.
And I've never, ever experienced a goodbye like that in my life. It was an explosion of love, an explosion of total not knowing. I was imagining, oh my God, they are going to saw my wife's chest open, take out the only heart she has ever known, put another heart in, wait for this moment of truth, whether this heart will start up and beat. The nurses came out after surgery and said, she got the most beautiful heart I've seen in a transplant surgery.
Gaea had been given a second chance at life, thanks to the sacrifice of 15-year-old Christopher Kuhlman, and her new heart was filled with emotion.
You know, to be at death's door and to be told you're going to get your life back, those are words that are magical. I knew that for my donor's family, their grief must be enormous. and that it was only because of their generosity that I've been given a second chance at life.
Gaea was determined to make the most of that chance. She began a rigorous rehabilitation program, but there was a problem.
Because although my heart was 15 and I had all of that wonderful energy, my body was deconditioned from so many years of not doing anything. So everything I did hurt. Somehow I got the idea maybe I could swim. And I said, if I can go swimming, will you let me go swimming, and will that do as an alternative to the rehab here? And they said, sure, go see if you like it. The first time I went to the pool, I swam for 40 minutes without stopping. I felt like a dolphin. I could have screamed. I was so excited.
Before that, Gaea had only recreationally swam. It quickly, mysteriously, became a passion.
It was so magical. Once I started swimming, it became so clear to me that that was what I was meant to do.
It was during that time that Gaea first learned of the U.S. transplant games.
I found out that there were competitions for people who'd had transplants. I got pretty excited. I called to find out, and I said, I'm really pretty much a couch potato level of swimmer. Is it okay for me to go? And they said, absolutely.
Go, go, go! Stroke! Stroke!
Gaea began training for the games with the help of lifeguard Liz Kaplan.
Yeah! All right, Gaea!
Gaea had a lot of enthusiasm, and she wanted to learn quickly.
Kick, 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 kick! Yeah!
I was very surprised how quickly Gaea took to the water.
Go!
There was something within her that made her a very eager, quick learning student.
After 4 months of training, Gaea competed in the 1998 U.S. Transplant Games. To everyone's surprise, she took the gold medal in her first event.
The medal was great. It was fun to bring it home and show it off. But the true gold was the being alive. And in my way of thinking, everyone at the games was a gold medal winner. All of us there, only because somebody in the depths of their grief made the decision to donate their beloved's organs so that we could be alive.
Gaea had come back from the brink of death to become a champion. But her miraculous journey was only beginning. The conclusion, when It's a Miracle continues. After a heart transplant brought Gaea Shaw back from the brink of death, she found herself on the long road to recovery. During her rehabilitation, she was mysteriously drawn to the sport of swimming, and it soon became her passion. She went on to win a gold medal in the 1998 U.S. Transplant Games. When the Shaws returned home, they felt compelled to write the family of her donor and express their eternal gratitude.
To the family of my heart donor, you have been in my thoughts and prayers so many times. I cannot imagine anything more painful than losing a child.
At 5 weeks old.
The letters soon made their way to Joni and George Kuhlman, who were still trying to cope with the loss of their son, Christopher.
I feel so profoundly blessed to have received his heart, and there are no words to adequately express my gratitude to you for your decision.
It was so much appreciation and so much gratitude and so heartfelt. It helped with the grieving. With love and respect and much appreciation, Gaea Shaw. But it was very sad just knowing that Christopher was gone.
Joni decided to answer the letter with a package that contained photos and memories
Thank you
of her
so
beloved
much for your
son.
letters from
Now
all
it's time, with pride and love, to introduce you to the wonderful child that helped you.
Christopher! Hi!
You're on the air again. In the letter, I told him that Christopher was very bright, that he was in a lot of the accelerated programs, and that he loved to play tricks, especially on his brother, and that he loved the beauty of the outdoors, and he was always really happy.
And from the letter came a miraculous connection.
Christopher loved to go swimming. He was definitely comfortable being in the water.
That was such a wonderful connection. That was perfect.
From the exchange of letters, the Shaws and Kuhlmans began to form a close bond. And in February of 1999, the Kuhlmans finally felt ready to meet the woman who now embodied their son's heart.
I just ran up to her and hugged her and didn't want to let go. It was just wonderful to finally meet this person that had Christopher's heart.
My heart was pounding so fast from the excitement.
And so she let me put my ear right up against her chest. It was a nice, strong heartbeat, and it just made things right.
Through Christopher's heart, these two families were now forever intertwined. Together, they attended the 2000 transplant games so the Kuhlmans could see firsthand what had been accomplished through their miraculous gift.
It was just incredible to cheer her on and to see her work so hard at competing when she was so sick just a short time before.
I know that I swam faster because they were there. They were the inspiration for me.
I was really very, very proud of Gaia because she worked very hard. But it's just all I could think about was Christopher swimming and being all silly. And so it was hard to see that. But it was really wonderful to see what can happen with somebody getting a second chance.
Congratulations.
Even though Christopher's not here, he's still carrying on.
This is a miraculous thing. I don't think it's any coincidence that I started loving swimming and that I got the heart of a person who loved swimming. Sometimes when I'm swimming and I am pushing hard, I'll say, "Help me out here, Christopher." He's always with me. I feel that deeply.